You're all welcome to today's news analysis. This one is deep. This one is sharp. And this one may change how you see 2027. Today, we are not guessing. We are not shouting. We are breaking down real words said by a sitting governor. Seyi Makinde has spoken. And when a man like Makinde speaks this way, Nigeria must listen. He called out President Tinubu. He called out Nyesom Wike. And he drew a clear line for 2027. Let's get into it. Seyi Makinde did not whisper. He did not hide. He spoke clearly. Those first words alone already set the tone. This was not a joke. This was not campaign drama. This was a warning spoken with calm anger and deep thought. Makinde was not speaking as a rebel. He was speaking as a man who has seen power closely. A man who has sat at the table. A man who understands how decisions are made behind closed doors. He said Nyesom Wike is a very big part of the problem President Tinubu will face in 2027. Not the opposition parties. Not social media noise. Not young voters alone. But Wike. That statement alone shook many people. Because Wike is seen as strong. Wike is seen as fearless. Wike is seen as useful to power. But Makinde did not stop there. He explained why. Makinde said Wike behaves like he is a god. Not like a public servant. Not like a party man. Not like someone who understands limits. In Nigerian politics, that word matters. Calling a fellow leader a god is not praise. It is a warning. It means pride has entered power. It means control has replaced wisdom. And it means danger is close. Makinde said President Tinubu should caution Wike. Not tomorrow. Not later. Now. He was not asking Tinubu to fight Wike. He was asking him to control him. That difference matters. Then Makinde dropped the statement that changed everything. He said he was in a meeting. Not a rally. Not a press event. A serious meeting. In that meeting were President Tinubu, Nyesom Wike, and other top political figures. People who shape the future of the country. According to Makinde, during that meeting, Wike volunteered something shocking. He said he would hold the PDP for Tinubu against 2027. Hold it. Control it. Deliver it. Makinde said he was in shock. That shock was not fake. It was not for cameras. It was real disbelief. Because think about it. A man who claims PDP. A man who fights PDP leaders openly. A man who insults party elders. Saying he will still control the same party for the ruling president. That is not unity. That is domination. Makinde could not hide his concern. Because when politics turns into ownership, democracy suffers. Then Makinde went further. He said something many politicians are afraid to say out loud. He said Nigerians will definitely revolt against you people in 2027. Those words were heavy. Very heavy. He was not talking about violence. He was talking about rejection. About protest through votes. About anger at the ballot box. Makinde was clear. When leaders behave like they are untouchable, people respond. When power becomes arrogant, citizens react. He was warning them that Nigerians are watching. That Nigerians are tired. That Nigerians are counting every insult, every pressure, every display of pride. This was no longer about Wike alone. It became about the system. Makinde's shock came from what that statement represented. It showed how far things have gone. How bold power has become. How normal control politics is starting to feel. Makinde understood the danger early. When one man believes he can decide the fate of parties, votes, and leaders, it creates anger. Silent anger. Growing anger. And that anger does not disappear. It waits. Makinde's tone was not emotional. It was calm. That made it more serious. Because calm warnings are the most dangerous ones to ignore. He was telling Tinubu, without shouting, that this path is risky. That surrounding yourself with unchecked power creates enemies you may not see now. Makinde did not insult. He did not threaten. He explained reality. And reality is simple. You cannot treat Nigerians like numbers forever. You cannot push people aside and expect applause. You cannot allow one man to act above everyone and still expect peace. This was not opposition talk. This was insider truth. Makinde spoke as someone who understands power but respects limits. And his message was clear from the start. Ignore this warning, and 2027 will answer you. This is where the real problem begins. Power becomes dangerous when it stops listening. Not when it is strong. Not when it is bold. But when it believes it cannot be questioned. Seyi Makinde's warning was not about party colors. It was about behavior. In Nigerian politics, leaders are watched more than they know. Every action is noted. Every statement is shared. Every insult travels faster than praise. Makinde understands this reality. He knows that elections are not won only with structures. They are won with feelings. With trust. With respect. When one man begins to act like he owns the process, others feel pushed aside. When voices are ignored, resentment grows. And resentment is powerful. Makinde was pointing to something deeper. A pattern. A pattern where power speaks loudly but listens less. Where influence becomes intimidation. Where loyalty is demanded, not earned. This is dangerous in a country like Nigeria. Nigeria is not silent. Nigeria is patient, but not weak. People may endure hardship, but they do not forget humiliation. Makinde's concern was simple. When leaders surround themselves with fear-based power, they lose touch with reality. And reality always returns. He sees how Wike's style creates fear in the system. Fear among party members. Fear among governors. Fear among stakeholders. Fear can control people for a while. But fear does not inspire votes. Makinde knows that voters do not like being talked down to. They do not like seeing one man insult many leaders and still be rewarded. That kind of politics sends a message. A bad one. It tells citizens that respect does not matter. That shouting is power. That force is leadership. But Nigerians know better. Makinde also understands alliances. Politics is not war. It is balance. You cannot fight everyone and expect support later. You cannot break bridges and still want to cross them. When Wike volunteers to hold PDP, it creates suspicion. It raises questions. It makes people uneasy. Who truly benefits? Who truly loses? Makinde saw that this approach creates silent enemies. People who smile in public but plan in private. And those people matter in elections. Governors matter. Party leaders matter. Grassroots voices matter. Makinde's warning was also about timing. 2027 is not far. Decisions made today will echo tomorrow. Every insult today becomes a memory. Every act of pride becomes a reminder. Makinde believes Tinubu must see this now, not later. Because once trust is broken, it is hard to repair. This chapter of the story is not about betrayal. It is about consequences. Politics always demands humility. Without it, even the strongest structure can fall. Makinde is saying one thing clearly. If power refuses to listen, voters will speak. And when voters speak, no amount of control can silence them. This was the moment everything became clear. Seyi Makinde did not leave room for doubt. He did not speak in circles. He drew a line. He said Wike can support President Tinubu in 2027. But he will not. Those words were calm, but they were final. This was not anger. This was decision. Makinde was not begging. He was not negotiating. He was choosing his path. And in Nigerian politics, choices like this carry weight. Makinde understands what many people forget. Power does not only come from position. It comes from trust. When trust is broken, support fades quietly. No noise. No drama. Just distance. Makinde's refusal was not personal. It was principled. He was saying that he cannot stand behind a system where one man behaves above others. He cannot support a style of politics built on pressure and pride. He cannot defend a structure that ignores warning signs. This is important. Because Makinde is not an outsider. He is inside the system. And when someone inside steps back, it shows a deeper problem. This moment also sends a signal to other leaders. Many may not speak now. But they are watching. Silence does not mean agreement. Sometimes it means waiting. Makinde chose honesty over convenience. That is rare in politics. He knows the cost of speaking out. He knows the risks. Yet he spoke anyway. That courage changes narratives. 2027 will not be decided by noise alone. It will be decided by quiet moves. By who shows up. By who steps away. Makinde has made his position known early. That gives others permission to think freely. This is how shifts begin. Not with crowds. But with clear decisions. President Tinubu now faces a choice. Listen and adjust. Or ignore and face the result. History shows that leaders who listen survive longer. Those who ignore warnings meet resistance. Makinde's message is not hatred. It is caution. It is a reminder that Nigeria is bigger than any individual. Bigger than any ambition. Bigger than any ego. As 2027 approaches, the lines will become clearer. Allies will be tested. Power will be questioned. And voters will decide. This chapter ends with one truth. When leaders stop listening, the people take over. And when that happens, no amount of power can stop change. The line has been drawn. And Nigeria is watching. This story is not about drama. It is not about insults. It is about a warning that came early. Seyi Makinde did not speak as an enemy. He spoke as someone inside the house. Someone who understands power. Someone who knows how politics really ends. What makes this moment important is timing. This warning did not come in 2027. It came before it. That tells us something. Makinde is seeing signs that many are ignoring. He is seeing anger build quietly. He is seeing pride grow too loud. He is seeing power stop listening. And history is clear about one thing. When power stops listening, trouble begins. Nigeria has seen this before. Leaders rise high. Voices around them grow soft. Warnings are dismissed. Then elections arrive. And suddenly, control fails. Makinde's words about Nigerians revolting in 2027 were not careless. They were calculated. They were based on mood. On pain. On frustration. People may not shout every day. But they remember. They remember how they were treated. They remember who was respected. They remember who acted above others. Politics is not only about strength. It is about connection. When leaders lose connection with the people, they lose direction. When leaders protect pride instead of balance, they lose support. This is why Makinde's refusal matters. It is not just one governor stepping back. It is a signal. A signal that all is not well inside. A signal that loyalty is breaking. A signal that 2027 may not be predictable. President Tinubu still has time. That is the truth. Time to listen. Time to adjust. Time to calm strong egos. Time to rebuild trust. But time does not wait forever. Politics rewards humility. It punishes arrogance. Wike's strength is not in doubt. But strength without restraint creates resistance. And resistance always finds a voice during elections. Makinde has chosen to speak now, not later. That makes his message powerful. He did not call for chaos. He did not threaten violence. He spoke about consequences. And consequences are real. 2027 will not be about speeches alone. It will be about feelings. About hunger. About respect. About who listened and who ignored. This analysis is not taking sides. It is reading the signs. And the signs are clear. When insiders start warning openly, leadership must pay attention. When allies draw lines, something has shifted. When the people feel unheard, change follows. Nigeria is watching. 2027 is waiting. And every move from now counts. This is not the end of the story. It is the beginning of a serious test. Stay alert. Stay informed. Because power games always end at the ballot box.